Welcome back to another episode of Crafts and Cocktails, where we combine my two favorite things, arts and crafts and craft cocktails. Today we are doing something a little more advanced, but as always, everything you'll need will be listed in the description below, as well as the recipe to the cocktail we are drinking. So stop this video, go get everything you need, come on back, make yourself a cocktail, and let's get crafting and buzz. The first thing you're going to want to do is just take a round piece of foam, put it at the bottom of the cage, make sure it fits within the cage, and we're just going to start decorating right on top of it. To cover the foam, we're just taking all of our moss and twigs and leaves and branches and decorating it right on top. Just take your moss, spread it out to how thin you like it, and we're just going to cover the foam as best we can, and the pieces that aren't covered, we're just going to fill in with other twigs and leaves and things you find in the backyard. So with your hot glue gun, just start gluing down so we can start getting the moss in the places that we like, and then once it's all glued down, we can fill in. I'm going to take this other kind of moss and kind of work it in to give it a little bit more texture. Next step's gonna be to add some of our taller elements to give it a little bit more texture, the skull, and then put the bird cage on so we can start adding in things in between the bars. So just walking around my neighborhood, I found these really interesting looking dead plants. But I'm just gonna start sticking them into the foam and start to just kind of build a little dead scene. So just find any plants that you like, dead or alive, or twigs or not, and just start sticking them in to make your own unique, creative atrium of death. All right, now that we've got our dead little garden, I'm gonna very gingerly add the skull and try and put the cage on top. So let's struggle together. Let's take a sip and then struggle together. Okay. Am I more than you bargained for? Yeah. If you know, you know. We're gonna be very, very careful. I'm gonna be honest, this took a lot of finessing of me holding the sticks and holding the horns. You know, in hindsight, you could have put all the tall things in afterwards, but we're learning as we go, and that's okay. So now that I have everything where I want it, I'm just gonna take a couple more of my little branchies and my little doodads and just kind of fill them in between the cages where I just want a little bit more height. I did have to take a quick pause and run outside to the yard to get a few more dead flowers because I wanted a little bit more texture, but that's the fun of crafting. So if at one point you're not happy with how much texture you have, just go outside the backyard, grab some more dead flowers and sticks, and stick it until you're happy with it. Last step is we're going to take our butterflies and place them wherever you want them. I think I'm going to do one on the antler and then maybe one in the bottom. I'm gonna play around with my butterfly placement. You do the same until you're happy with it. Let's take a couple more sips, and then we'll meet back here when you're happy with where your butterflies are. Ta-da! I am very excited at how this came out. I think this is a perfect combination of beauty and gothic and spooky and Halloween, but it's still pretty somehow. And I hope that yours turned out just as fantastic. Thank you for crafting with me. Thank you for enjoying cocktail hour with me. And please let me know in the comments below if there's any craft you want me to recreate for you, if there's any cocktail you want me to try for you, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode. Bye! So the next steps. Going down in an early round, and sugar, we're going down swinging. Don't get the horns caught.